Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashlyn here. If there's a glare, I apologize. I just got home. I'm probably like glistening too because I'm so sweaty. Eating some cheese and drinking some ice water. But as you see behind me, I got my lovely bookshelf, right? You guys ready for this? Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through it and we're gonna unhaul some books. So, I apologize for the quality of the video. The charger for the laptop took a crap on me, so I no longer have that laptop. I'm actually just going to sell that laptop anyways because I was only using it for YouTube, but I have this, and then I also got more space available on my phone. So I'll be doing like Dollar Tree videos, like walk with me through Dollar Tree type things soon. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, I'm not tech savvy, so just gonna sell my laptop for, a little bit. But anyway, let me finish this and we'll get into this. Also, if you're looking at the empty shelves and stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, something looks different. Yes, I did a lot. I'm actually also going to be selling that desk back there too. That's completely emptied off and out. So, your girl's been busy. Ain't no lie when I say I've been busy. Alright, so once again, this is not going to be the best quality video, but we're going to get some things accomplished here. Alright, so this is all done back here. I'm not even in frame. So I'm working right here and here. Let's start with this one. This one is Unsolved. Let's see what it says. The perfect murder always looks like an accident. FBI agent Emmy Dockery is absolutely relentless. She's young and driven, and her unique skill at seeing connections others miss has brought her an impressive string of arrests. But a shocking new case unfolding across the country has left her utterly baffled. The victims all appear to have died by accident and seem to have nothing in common, but this many deaths can't be a coincidence, and the killer is somehow one step ahead of every move Dockery makes. How? So, this one actually does sound really good. It's a James Patterson book, too, which I love. So, love James Patterson. I haven't been reading much of anything lately, though. So, we'll definitely go ahead and keep that one. This is after it is turned this way because I completed the entire series, not just this book, but the entire series. And I want to keep the very first book because the very first book is what got me hooked on the entire series on its own. And it was a 5-book series. I even did the little in-between book one, between 3 and 4. There was one. So yeah. This one I'm having a hard time with. This is The Speaker. It's from the Reader Trilogy by Tracy Chee. And it looks so good, and I scanned through it, and it has a lot of dialogue. So I'm wondering if I should just pick this up and try and, figure it out and read it, or what? But it says, you are the speaker, what will you say? Words hold power, the stories you share and the secrets you keep. Archer's voice is back along with his memory, but he can't figure out how to talk about everything that's happened to him. Instead, it's violence that suits him as he fights to save others from the fate he endured. Sophia continues reading the book, searching the future to protect Archer from his predicted fate. But what future does she see for herself and the boy she loves? So there's the Reader, which is book 1. This is the Speaker, and then the third one is the Storyteller. But this one says, 5 days have passed since Sophia and Archer escaped the guards, since they learned the awful truth about Sophia's parents and shared one unforgettable kiss. Hiding in the Delinean forest, Sophia and Archer tend to their wounds while they desperately plan their next move. They don't have much time. The guard is coming and they will stop at nothing until they have Sophia and the book and Archer back in their clutches. And it sounds so good. It looks amazing on the inside. I think I'm going to put it in the maybe pile, and we're just going to have to read a chapter and see if it sticks or not. Next, I have Hope, a Memoir of Survival in Cleveland. This is Amanda Berry and Gina DeJesus. with Mary Jordan and Kevin Sullivan. Yes, I'm going to get to reading this. I swear to you guys, I really will. But this is like everything that they endured. There's like pictures in here of what they went through. I don't know if you guys heard about the Cleveland, Ohio, the 3 girls that were held captive for, what was it, like a decade almost? Like, or 3 years or something like that. I don't remember. But it holds to my heart and I keep it. I got it because of the fact that I want to continue it. Alright, next I got Killer Year, Stories to Die For from the Hottest New Crime Writers. So this is an anthology. There's an introduction from Lee Child in here. There's all sorts of different like stories and things. And I got it from thriftbooks.com. So it's a little like tattered and torn and worn out, and it doesn't have a dust jacket, but I really like it and I want to try it out. The Dinner List by Rebecca Searle. Advanced reading copy, September 2018, out for sale. Okay, so this is an art, actually, of it from 2018. This is not for resale, but they sold it to me anyways. But I got this because I'm going to read it. I am going to read this. It sounds so stinking amazing. So the Dinner List, we've been waiting for an hour. That's what Audrey says. She states it with a little bit of an edge. Her words just bordering on cursive. That's the thing I think first. Not Audrey Hepburn is at my birthday dinner, but Audrey Hepburn is annoyed. At one point or another, we've all been asked to name 5 people, living or dead, with whom we'd like to have dinner. Why do we choose the people we do? And what if that dinner was to actually happen? These are the questions Sabrina Nielsen contends with in Rebecca Searle's utterly captivating novel, The Dinner List, a story imbued with the same delightful magical realism as One Day and the life-changing romances of Me Before You. So that's all I need to hear. What are you doing? Okay, so, yep, I'm going to keep this one. This is the one I'm a little confused about. I don't even remember. This is from Dollar Tree, I think. It's Cecily McMillan. It's The Emancipation of Cecily McMillan, an American memoir. I don't recall what it's in regards to. Cecily McMillan didn't come from much. She had a hard scrabble life bounced between the members of a broken family scattered from Texas to Atlanta. Her relationship with her parents became increasingly strained, and at 16 she was legally emancipated and taken in by a beloved teacher. She became politically active at a young age, leading walkouts against the Iraq War in high school and protesting against union busting in college. When she moved to New York for a master's degree at the new school, she found herself planning what would later become Occupy Wall Street. On St. Patrick's Day 2012, her life changed forever. Cecily swung by Zuccotti Park to pick up friends on her way to meet others at a nearby Irish pub, but she never made it out. Celebration was cut short by a police raid that cleared the square. In the melee, she was grabbed from behind by a police officer. 2 years later, she faced a Kafkaesque trial and was sentenced to 3 months at Rikers Island. I don't know. It doesn't spark my interest. It did at one point, clearly, because it's on my shelf. But it's introduction by Pussy Riot's Nada Tolokonikova and Masha Alikina. I don't know. So, well, there's one that we're definitely getting rid of for sure. Next, we have this one. This is actually one that I got from the library. It's called Be More Chill by Ned Bizzini. Jeremy here is your average high school dork. Day after day, he stares at beautiful Christine, the girl he can never have, and dryly notes the small humiliations that come his way until the day he is told about the squip. A pill-sized supercomputer that you swallow, the squip is guaranteed to bring you whatever you most desire in life. By instructing him on everything from what to wear to how to talk and walk, the squip transforms Jeremy from a super geek to one of the most popular guys in class. Soon he has made friends and has the attention of the hottest girls in school, but his real dream, Christine, remains out of his reach. Jeremy eventually finds out that there is also a dark side to having a computer inside your brain, and it can lead to disastrous consequences. So this sounds really freaking amazing, and this is actually on audio, and it's unabridged. So we're just going to throw that down here for right now, because these are the ones we're keeping. Next, I have 3-ingredient cocktails, 75 classic and contemporary drinks to make at home. Okay, yeah, this one stays. I'm not even going to get into that one. Next is Love Warrior. It's a signed edition by Glennon Doyle Melton and a memoir. It is signed and it's beautiful right there. Like, that's amazing, but I have no idea what it's about. Just when Glennon Doyle Melton was beginning to feel she had it all figured out, 3 happy children, a doting spouse, and a writing career so successful that her first book catapulted to the top of the New York Times bestseller list, her husband revealed his infidelity and she was forced to realize that nothing was as it seemed. A recovered alcoholic and bulimic, Glennon found that rock bottom was a familiar place. In the midst of crisis, she needed to hold on to what she discovered in recovery, that her deepest pain has always held within it an invitation to a richer life. Love Warrior is a story of one marriage, but it is also the story of the healing that is possible for any of us when we refuse to settle for good enough and begin to face pain and love head on. This astonishing memoir reveals how our ideals of masculinity and femininity can make it impossible for a man and a woman to truly know one another, and it captures the beauty that unfolds when one couple commits to unlearning everything they've been taught so that they can finally, after 13 years of marriage, fall in love. Love Warrior is a gorgeous and inspiring account of how we are born to be warriors, strong, powerful, and brave, able to confront the pain and claim the love that exists for us all. This chronicle of a beautiful, brutal journey speaks to anyone who yearns for deeper, truer relationships and a more abundant, authentic life. So, as great as this sounds, it just doesn't seem like it's up my alley. I don't know who this woman is. So that's another one that's going to go. I guess I'm not really good on like hard-hitting memoirs about people I don't know. Now, if it's a memoir on a celebrity or an actress or something like okay, well, celebrity and actress are the same thing. If it's a memoir on somebody that I actually know of, I will actually do it. So next is All the Lives I Want by Alana Massey. It's essays about my best friends who happen to be famous strangers. Now, I started reading a little bit of this. Oh my god, you guys, I get paid. Look at that. I thought it's $1. Like I said, I started reading a little bit of this. The dollar is on page 19. Or no, wait. On 21. Where Amber Rose is the great stripper imaginary. Run the world. I'm just going to put it back in there, I guess. So I'm definitely going to keep this one. Actually, I'm not going to put that $1 there. I'm going to take that $1 because that's awesome. See, guys, this is what I do with my money. Next, I have Unqualified by Anna Faris, forward by Chris Pratt. This is turned because I actually already did read it, and it's so good. Like I said, I think it's a memoir. Yes, a hilarious and honest memoir. And I don't know what it is, but like I said, celebrity memoirs are just so much more interesting. So next is Skin Hunger, A Resurrection of Magic, Book 1 by Kathleen Dewey. I don't even think this is mine. This is a withdrawn book. So Sedima lives in a world where magic has been banned, leaving poor villagers prey to fakes and charlatans. A magician stole her family's few valuables and left Sedima's mother to die on the day Sedima was born. But vestiges of magic are hidden in old rhymes and hearth tales, and in people like Sedima, who conceals her silent communication with animals for fear of rejection and ridicule. When rumors of her gift reach Samus, a young nobleman obsessed with restoring magic, he sends Franklin, his lifelong servant, to find her. Sedima's joy at sharing her secret becomes love for the man and she shares it with, but Franklin's irrevocable bond to the brilliant and dangerous Samus traps her too, and she faces a heartbreaking decision. Centuries later, magic has been restored, but it is available only to the wealthy, and it is strictly controlled by wizards within a sequestered Academy of Magic, HAP. The expendable second son of a rich merchant is forced into the academy and finds himself paired with Jared, a peasant boy inexplicably admitted with 9 sons of privilege and wealth. Only one of the 10 students will graduate, and the first academic requirement is survival. Sedima's and Hap's worlds are separated by generations, but their lives are connected in surprising and powerful ways in this brilliant first book of Kathleen Dewey's dark, complex, and completely compelling trilogy. Yeah, that just doesn't sound like something for me, so That's the third book we're getting rid of. Hey, we're actually doing good. Alright. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer is not going anywhere. I have not started it. It's been on my shelves. I literally got it because of Book Talk. If you guys don't know what Book Talk is, it's on TikTok. Just go into the search engine and do BOOKTOK, and it'll bring up amazing videos. Like, absolutely fantastic videos. I'm not lying. Next, we have Sleep No More by Aprilyn Pike. Forget the past, change the present, fight the future. Never surrender. Everyone thinks they want superpowers to be magical and more important than everyone else to be extraordinary. Never give up, but they don't really. They don't understand. Don't close your eyes. I would give anything to be normal. Oracles see the future, but they are never supposed to interfere. Charlotte learned that the hard way. If she hadn't tried to change one of her childhood visions, her mother wouldn't be in a wheelchair and her father would still be alive. Since that fateful accident, Charlotte has tried to suppress her visions, but when she receives a premonition of a classmate's murder, she knows she can no longer sit idly by. Then she meets Smith, a man who not only knows Charlotte's secret, but who also claims to have a way for her to manipulate her visions to change the future. But doing this means Charlotte must put herself in the path of the murderer. Okay, I like this. It sounds really, really good. So we're going to keep it. And it like has oracles and all that fun stuff in it. Alright, next we have Her One Mistake. What's a Little Lie Between Friends? Heidi Perks. Making sure there's no money in these anymore. What should have been a fun-filled, carefree day at the school fair takes a tragic turn when one mother loses her best friend's child. Charlotte was supposed to be looking after the children, she swears she was. She only took her eyes off them for a moment, but that moment was long enough for Harriet's daughter to disappear. Now Charlotte must tell her that, despite her own 3 kids being safe and sound, Harriet's beloved only child has gone missing. Oh my gosh. Harriet, devastating struggling to keep her marriage afloat after her unbearable loss, can no longer bring herself to speak to Charlotte, much less trust her. But as the police bear down on both women and dark secrets begin to surface, Harriet discovers that confiding in Charlotte again may be the only thing that can reunite her with her daughter. Sounds like she stole her daughter. Oof. Okay. Next we have Stephen King's Dr. Sleep, a sequel to The Shining. And of course, it's a Stephen King book. So, of course, I'm going to keep it. Like, I don't get rid of my Stephen King books unless they're in really bad shape. But it's turned this way because I already read the book. Or no, I got a little into the book and then got into the movie. Next, I got 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. It's in crap condition, but I want to read it because I can't watch the show, so I might as well try and read it, right? So there you go. If you don't know what it's about, 13 Reasons Why She Shouldn't have Killed Herself or 13 Reasons Why She Did Kill Herself. I'm not sure. It's on Netflix and I believe it's on Hulu. Go check it out. It's a really good series. Just do it only if you guys are good with your mental health because it deals a lot with suicide, depression, anxiety, sexual abuse, all of that. So, just be fair warned. Next I got this right here, The Rich Are Different, a priceless treasure of quotations and anecdotes about the affluent, the posh, and the just plain loaded. So I'm not really sure exactly about this one. Literally it says, on $50,000 a year, you can't even keep clean. The very rich are different from you and me, said F. Scott Fitzgerald. How different? Well, Ivana Trump so abhors footprints on the carpet that she has the rooms in her home freshly vacuumed before she enters them. Christina Onassis used to have Diet Coke flown to her by private jet, and the elite members of San Francisco's Union Pacific Club needn't worry about handling dirty money since every coin that enters the august institution is scoured by the kitchen staff. These are just some of the hilariously outrageous facts and anecdotes that John Winnicker, editor of the best-selling Portable Curmudgeon, has assembled in this eye-popping field guide to the habits of the equestrian class. Here are the follies and foibles of such plutocrats as William Vanderbilt and Leona Helmsley, Aristotle, Onassis, and Doris Duke, along with the observations of eminent plutologists. So, yeah. It's a cute little quirky fun thing. Next I got Life as We Know It, a collection of personal essays from salon.com. So this is just a whole bunch of different essays, and I love books like this that are just essays because you don't have to just go into one. You can just do all of it. It says the nuclear family peaked in 1960 with 45% of the American population. Many decades later, the tidy ensemble is rare. Relationships, baby making, sex, dating, divorce, they aren't what they used to be. But the mainstream media keeps the reality of American life a secret, only leaking the occasional tidbits to remind us that those in unconventional configurations are a sad anomaly to be pitied or ignored. It offers proof in its most engaging form, the personal essay that the big guys have got it wrong. This collection of blunt, lyrical, and often very funny work from award-winning salon.com tells the true stories about how we live, of hustling fertility drugs, losing a child, hating dad, and coming to terms with a parent who was the voice of Frosty the Snowman on TV. First-time writers and critically acclaimed authors like Amy Bloom, Katherine Harrison, Susan Strait, and Benjamin Cheever plumb the familiar to deliver portraits of moments, seasons, and eras that we recognize or long to understand. So, books like that are always fun to have. Next, I got Sweep Book of Shadows 1. Something is happening to me that I don't understand. I see things, feel things in a new way. I can do things normal people can't do, powerful things, magical things. It scares me. I never chose to learn witchcraft, but I'm starting to wonder if witchcraft is choosing me. I'm just, again, going through and making sure. But, yeah. It's literally a series. I don't know. I think it's called The Book of Shadows. I'm not sure. But it's a really good series. So there's that. And then The Coven is the second book in it. And it says, I am not who I thought I was. I am not a regular 16-year-old girl. I am a witch, a real ancestral witch. My parents are not my biological parents. My sister and I share no blood. Even in the Coven, I am too powerful, now too different to belong. I am alone except for Kel. Kel tells me he loves me and I need to believe him. So I have the first 2 books of it. It's a lot of books to go. Face Off is another anthology, but, like, I'm not going to keep it. It's got Dennis Lehane versus Michael Conley, Ian Rankin versus Peter James, R.L. Stein versus Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, M.J. Rose versus Lisa Gardner, Steve Martini versus Linda Fairstein. Will you be careful? So, that one's going to go. Then I have Hunted by Karen Robards, one terrific storyteller. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and dozens of rich and influential hostages are trapped inside a sprawling lakefront mansion in New Orleans. The perp, Detective Reed Ware, model cop turned outlaw. What are you doing? Reed's out for truth and will stop at nothing to get it, including waging a coup against the city's most elite, including the mayor, the council chairman, the sheriff, and the superintendent of police, who just happens to be hostage negotiator Caroline Wallace's father. Cool, calm, controlled. That's Caroline's reputation, but when Reed, looking even hotter than he did years ago when 17-year-old Caroline tried to seduce him, becomes her next case, she's swept up by their still sizzling tension. Nothing about tonight is what it seems, and it's up to Caroline to put the pieces together. If she can think fast enough over the pounding of her heart, but the harder Caroline tries to do her job, the more she begins to wonder whose side she's really on. So, it looks like this one's part of a series as well. There is Justice, Sleepwalker, Shiver, and Hunted. So, it's just cute little books. This one is My Cabot's Missing You, 1-800, Where Are You? I'm not really sure exactly what this is about. It says, Goodbye, Lightning Girl. Ever since a walk home on a particularly stormy day, Jessica Mastriani has had an ability like no other. She became known worldwide as Lightning Girl, a psychic who could find the location of anyone, dead or alive. Jess finally had no choice but to embrace her newfound talent and ended up lending her skills to the U.S. government. But her work for them has taken a terrible toll, and Jess resurfaces months later a shadow of her former self. Her power is gone. Lightning Girl, no more. Her only hope is starting over in a new place, a big city where nobody knows her. So, just making sure. That's going to go in the maybe pile. A Whole New Life by Betsy Thornton. I started reading this, but I just didn't like it. It says Death Springs Eternal. Failed poet turned creative writing instructor Jackson Williams realized his life changed the moment police told him his wife Jenny died in a car accident on an Arizona mountain road. He didn't realize just how much until he was arrested for her murder days later. Jenny, a health and fitness fanatic, died from poison-tainted nutritional supplements, and the damning substance was found in Jackson's possession. Luckily, Jackson's friend and neighbor Ruth hires big city lawyer Stuart Ross to find him. Soon, bits and pieces of Jenny's strange secret life create upheaval in everybody's lives, including those of Jackson's long-lost daughter, Mara, and Ruth's young son, Tyler, who was afraid to tell anyone what he saw the night Jenny died. For among the colorful and eccentric locals in this remote desert community lurks a bizarre killer with a twisted motive, who is convinced that a whole new life begins with death. So this one's going. Next I have Scratch. And this one's been on my radar, but like every time I go to pick it up, it doesn't go into my hand, if that makes any sense. This is by Rhonda Helms. And it says, most painful scars are the ones you never see. In her DJ booth at a Cleveland dance club, I think that's why I wanted to read it. It was a Cleveland dance club. Casey feels a sense of connection that's the closest she ever gets to normal. On her college campus, she is practical, all too aware of the disaster that can result when you trust the wrong person. But inexplicably, Daniel refuses to pay attention to the wall she's put up. Like Casey, he's a senior in every other way. He's her opposite. It's sexy, open, effortlessly charming. Daniel is willing to take chances and show his feelings. For some reason, Casey can't fathom He's intent on drawing her out of her bubble and back into a world that's messy and unpredictable. He doesn't know about the deep scars that pucker her stomach or the deeper secret behind them. Since a violent night when everything changed, Casey has never let anyone get close enough to hurt her again. Now she might be tempted to try. It's going to go into the maybe pile, and I'm noticing that purple books are making into the maybe pile right now, which is really strange to me. Next, I have The Last Year of Being Single. I literally started reading this, and then I put it down because I don't know why. This is by Sarah Tucker. It says, just because he's perfect doesn't mean he's Mr. Right. He proposed, she had her doubts, she said yes, now what? Everyone tells Sarah Giles how lucky she is to be engaged to Paul O'Brien, a handsome hotshot who's financially secure, knows how to throw the perfect dinner party, and taught Sarah how to take care of herself. Everyone thinks he's great except for Sarah, but she has too much on her plate trying to become Career Woman of the Year and hiding the fact that her seemingly blissful relationship is all but celibate. Those lessons he gave her should come in handy to figure out what's wrong with Mr. Right, let alone qualify for the role of perfect fiancé. Meanwhile, what started as an innocent office flirtation with a man named John Wayne, really, has now moved beyond illicit lunches and harmless text messaging and is fast turned into erotic obsession. Sarah can't get John out of her head, and she's plunging deeper into a double life. But which life is the lie? Torn between two men and trying not to lose sight of her own dreams, Sarah writes a scandalously honest story of one life-changing year and faces the challenge of writing her own happy ending. So this is like journal entries and stuff, and it's got a lot of dialogue in it as well, and I love dialogue more than anything, but journal entries also get me, so I want to give this one more shot, so I'm going to keep it on my shelf for now. Next we have Romeo, Juliet, and Jim, and it says 2 are star-crossed, but 3 are unscripted. Romeo and Juliet seem to have it all. They are hires to the 2 greatest and oldest fashion houses Paris has ever seen. The rival houses of Montague and Capulet. They live in stunning mansions, attend glamorous parties, count celebrities and supermodels among their closest friends, yet they can't have the one thing they want most, each other. Juliet is tired of a clandestine relationship. She wants to run off together and escape. Enter Jim, a mysterious American who swoops in and befriends the young lovers. But just who is Jim really? Once Romeo and Juliet find out that their new friend has his own troubling connections within their world, all 3 have a lot to figure out. And with everything that's at stake, there's more. Juliet and Jim seem to be falling in love. Can Romeo win back his lover's heart, or will Juliet and Jim rewrite the ending of the world's most famous love story? And it doesn't spark my interest. It does not spark my interest under any circumstances, so it's gonna go. It was a Dollar Tree book that I picked up. Alright, next we got Jane Steele, a novel by Lindsay Fay. Reader, I murdered him. So begins Lindsay Fay's Jane Steele. A sensitive orphan, Jane Steele suffers first at the hands of her spiteful aunt and predatory cousin, then at a grim school where she fights for her very life until she escapes to London, leaving the corpses of her tormentors behind her. After years of hiding from the law while penning macabre last confessions of the recently hanged, Jane thrills when she discovers that her aunt has died and her childhood home has a new master. Mr. Charles Thornfield, an army doctor returned from the sick wars, who seeks a governess for the 9-year-old ward in his care. Burning to know whether she is in fact the rightful heir, Jane takes a position incognita and meets the marvelously strange new residents of Highgate House. As Jane falls in love with the gruffly tragic Mr. Thornfield, she faces a terrible dilemma. Can she possess him, body, soul, and secrets without revealing her own murderous past? It doesn't spark. It really doesn't, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, but it's gonna go. It's another Dollar Tree book. Go figure. Alright, next I got, this one I actually won from, I don't remember what her name is. Oh, fuck. I used to follow her on Instagram. I still do. I just don't use my Instagram as much as I did. But this is It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood. It's an advanced reading copy from April 2020. It says, a compulsively readable love letter to teenage romance and all of its awkward glory, perfect for fans of To All the Boys I Loved Before, Normal People. When her parents announced their impending divorce, Natalie can't understand why no one is fighting or at least mildly upset. Then Zach and Lucy, her two best friends, hook up, leaving her feeling slightly miffed and decidedly awkward. She'd always imagined she would end up with Zach one day, in the version of her life that played out like a TV show with just the right amount of banter, pining, and meaningful looks. Now everything has changed and nothing is quite making sense, until an unexpected romance comes along and shakes things up even further. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So I'm going to do a maybe pile for that. Next is P.S. I Still Love You. I caught this book and then I kind of regret getting this book because I already know the story. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. And the other one's in here somewhere. Probably on a different bookshelf, or I maybe already pulled it. Next is Little Victories, Perfect Rules for Imperfect Living by Jason Gay. And this just isn't really anything I really want to talk about, so it's going to go. Next is another James Patterson book here. It's called The House Next Door. It says... let's see what it says. I don't think it has anything about it. It doesn't tell me anything. I like how it's set up and I want to read it for sure. So, I mean, James Patterson books are amazing, of course. So, there's that. Next, we have another James Patterson book. This is called The 18th Abduction. It's the new Women's Murder Club novel. It says, I've never put Lindsay Boxer under more pressure than when a trio of colleagues on an innocent night out after class find themselves in a deadly torture session. They vanish without a clue until a body turns up. Now the safety of San Francisco's entire school system is at stake. As the chief of police and the press clamor for an arrest, Lindsay turns to her best friend, investigative journalist Cindy Thomas. Together they discover unexpected facts about the victims that leave them stunned. While Lindsay is engrossed in her investigation, her husband Joe meets an Eastern European woman who may have seen a notorious war criminal long presumed dead. Before Lindsay can verify the woman's claims, Joe's mystery informant joins the ranks of missing women. Lindsay, Joe, and the entire Women's Murder Club must pull together to protect their city and one another, not from a ghost, but from a true monster. And this just sounds so good, and this book is in such bad condition, but I'm going to go ahead and do a maybe pile on that. I mean, I really don't want to get rid of any books by Lisa Gardner, Bruce Ware, Riley Sager, Dean Koontz, or James Patterson or Stephen King. Those are like my go-to people. There's a new one too. Her name's Lisa Jewell. That's another really good one. Alright, so Speaking of Lisa Gardner, here's a Lisa Gardner book. It's called Touch and Go. It's a psychological thriller, of course. It doesn't give me anything about what it is about, so I don't know what to do on that. It just goes straight into the chapter, so... Oh, wait. How do you vanish a family? 10 minutes after walking into the elite Back Bay townhouse, investigator Tessa Leone already doesn't like what she sees. Signs of an abduction, clearly the work of professionals. At best, the entire family has been kidnapped. At worst, how do you disappear a marriage? The more Tessa learns about the Denby family, the less she likes their chances. What might have looked like the perfect existence, a powerful CEO, his adoring wife, their angelic child is not what it appears. Husband, wife, daughter, magazine perfect, but each hiding dark secrets. How do you erase a life? Tessa knows more than she'd like to about families riddled with lies. What she doesn't know is where the Denbys are and if any of them are still breathing. She'll have to climb over unbending feds and territorial local cops to find out. And if she's not fast, the Denby's chances of survival will quickly become little more than touch and go. Yep, this one stays. Just saying. Alright, this next one is Like a Charm, and I'm actually currently reading this, and I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it right now. I'm like 74% in. So this was from Third Books anyways. It's edited by Karen Slaughter, but I'm just not a fan of it. And my copy just doesn't even have a dust jacket, so it's just not a cute copy. Next I got Pink by Lily Wilkinson. I'm not quite sure what this is about. I think it has to do with high school, and if it does, I'm gonna get rid of it. Ava has a secret. She is tired of her ultra cool attitude, ultra radical politics, and ultra black clothing. She's ready to try something new. She's even ready to be someone new. Someone who fits in, someone with a gorgeous boyfriend, someone who wears pink. Transferring to Billy Hughes School for academic excellence is the perfect chance to try on a new identity. But just in case things don't work out, Ava's hiding her new interest from her parents and especially from her old girlfriend. Secrets have a way of being hard to keep, though, and Ava finds that changing herself is more complicated than changing her wardrobe. Even getting involved in the school musical raises issues she never imagined. As she faces surprising choices and unforeseen consequences, Ava wonders if she will ever figure out who she really wants to be. Humor, heart, and the joys of drama on and off stage combine in Ava's delightfully colorful journey of self-discovery. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not here for it. This one's not going anywhere. This is Mary Higgins Clark, Kiss the Girls and Make Them Cry. I literally went to the store and bought this the day that it hit the freaking shelves. So this, yeah, Mary Higgins Clark, she's another one. She's like the queen of suspense. Okay, not going nowhere. Here's another James Patterson book. It's called Lost. I actually got this from a old coworker, and I have not yet read it. We're gonna go ahead and say it's gonna go in here because I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, this one right here, it just does not really spark my interest, so I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. But this is called Flash Mob by Christopher Farnsworth. It says, you can read minds, their fear, their pain, their bad memories. I can almost feel all those tiny little lives crawling over my skin at every moment. Their frustration, their anger, their loneliness, and there's nothing I can do about it. Their heartbreak, their anxiety, their need, and I can't turn it off. I'm not even sure what this is about. I picked it up from Dollar Tree once again. It has some dialogue in it. It has some like messages back and forth in it. But it's going to go in the maybe pile because I'm not sure. Alright. 12 Lives of Samuel Hawley. I have absolutely no stinking clue what this is in regards to. And it's just such a big book. And it just doesn't really even spark my interest. It says a father-daughter epic that explores what it means to be a hero. And I'm just not into the father-daughter stuff. No offense. So, it's going. I'm trying to be a little quicker because, I mean, I am already like 40 minutes in. And I've just been doing nothing but reading and rambling. So, alright. Next I got Shara LaPena, A Stranger in the House. Now, I want to go ahead and get rid of this. Only because I don't want it on my shelves, but it says a present you can't remember, a past that won't let you go. You're home making dinner for your husband. You expect him any second. The phone rings. It's the call you hoped you'd never get. You jump in your car and race to a neighborhood you thought you'd never visit. You peer into the dark, deserted building and brace yourself for the worst. After that, you remember nothing. They tell you your husband you've been in an accident. You lost control of your car as you sped through the roughest part of town. The police suspect you were up to no good, but your husband refuses to believe it. He thinks he knows you better than anyone else. Your best friend is not so sure, and even you don't know what to believe. So I'm actually going to go ahead and look this one up on Hoopla and see if I can find it in audiobook form. And if I can, great. If I can't, that's fine too. But it's going because it's not going to stay homed on my shelf. Let's put it that way. Also, if you guys don't know how to use Hoopla or you don't know what it is, it's an app. Okay, yeah, they don't even have any Sherry LaPenna books. So if the library doesn't even carry it, it's not worth it. Alright, next I got Chicken Soup for the Shopper's Soul, Celebrating Bargains, Boutiques, and the Perfect Pair of Shoes. This is, like, always so fun to, like, read and stuff, and I'm going to at some point, so that stays. Next I have The Flight Attendant. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was boring. No. I'm just no. The Fifth Wave is going. I've taken this off my shelves, put it back on my shelves, taken it off my shelves, put it back on my shelves. And if I'm really going to read it again at any point again, it's just going to be in, like, you know, it's by Rick Yancey, but it's just going to be in audiobook. Okay, Only Daughter by Anna Snokstra. I only kept on my shelves because it was such an amazing book. I loved it so much. She disappeared and she was replaced. Okay, that's all you need to know about this. But this book right here was so stinking good. I loved it so much. So I'm going to go ahead and part ways with it now because it has been on my shelf for a while. And I do need to downsize my bookshelves as much as humanly possible. And then I'm actually going to do this again in November, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to try not to buy any more books. If I buy books, they're going to be for my Kindle. Alright, next I got Setting Free the Kites by Alex George. I have no idea what this is in regards to, like what it's about or anything. I'm just going through and checking really quick for, like, dialogue for one and for two, like, journal entries and stuff because those are my favorite kinds of books. And also I'm checking for more money. Not gonna lie. A powerful story of two friends and one life-changing summer from the author. It tells the story of two teenagers, Robert Carter and Nathan Tilley, in the season that marks the turning point in their lives. The boys are unlikely friends. Robert is cautious, reticent, an observer. Nathan is curious, daring, and an internal optimist. Yet when they meet on the first day of school in their coastal Maine town in 1976, they form a bond that both come to depend on. Their friendship is forged in this crucible of two family tragedies, and together the boys navigate paths away from heartbreak, finding comfort in unexpected places. The blistering crash of rock and roll records, the mysteries of a long closed paper mill, and kites soaring high above a windswept beach. Nathan's unflagging confidence and optimism is the catalyst for many of their adventures, but as the boys discover, too much hope can be a dangerous thing. Alright, yeah, it doesn't really sound like my type of book, so. Oh, and then this one's Michael Conley's The Night Fire. It sucked. I'm not even going to waste my time or breath reading this synopsis to you, so. We're doing really fantastic, actually. We might be able to put these all on one shelf, which would be freaking awesome. If I could get rid of one of these, that would be awesome. Alright, so this is where your God is training to become the woman you are meant to be, and literally, it's got so much in it. And I'm going to keep it on my shelves because I found so much happiness in it. This is The Beautiful Lost, One Girl, One Boy, One Road Trip Will Reveal Everything by Luann Rice. It says, here are the 3 things to know about Maya. Ever since her mother left, Maya struggled with depression, which once got so bad she had to go to an institution for a while. She doesn't want to go back. 2, Maya's sure that if she finds her mother, if the 2 of them can talk about whale songs and constellations, then everything will be okay again. 3, she's in love with Billy, the handsome, brooding boy who lives in the group home in town. He doesn't seem to know that Maya exists until now. When Maya sets off on a road trip in search of her mom, Billy unexpectedly comes along. They drive up to the East Coast, stopping along the way for lobster rolls and lighthouses. Maya learns that Billy has dark secrets of his own and wants to outrun his past too. But what will the future hold if they've reached their destination? So this just sounds like it sounds like it's going to be like a beautiful romance and stuff, but like you also learn some dark things about each other and why he's in these group homes and things like that. So sounds awesome. Love it. Alright, next I got Summer Days and Summer Nights, 12 Love Stories. This says Lee Bardugo, Libba Brick, Cassandra Clare, Stephanie Perkins, Veronica Roth. It's an anthology. It was really good. I already read it. There's so many in here. However, I don't feel like it's worth keeping on my shelves. I don't. Next is Making Pretty by Corey Ian Hayday. I have no idea what this is about. It looks good. It sounds good. Says Montana and her sister Arizona are named after the mountainous states their mother left them for, but Montana is a New York City girl through and through, and as the city heats up, she's stepping into the most intense time of her life. With Arizona wrapped up in her college world and their father distracted by yet another divorce, Montana's been immersing herself in an intoxicating new friendship with a girl from her acting class. Carissa is bold and perfectly beautiful and unafraid of being vulnerable. She's everything Montana would like to become, but the friendship with Carissa is driving a wedge between Montana and her sister, and the more of her own secrets Carissa reveals, the more Montana has to wonder if Carissa's someone she can really trust. In the midst of her uncertainty, Montana finds a heady distraction in Bernardo. He's serious and spontaneous, and he looks at Montana in the way she wants to be seen. For the first time, Montana understands to know how you can become both lost and found in somebody else. But when that love becomes everything, where does it leave the rest of the imperfect life? As pretty as this cover is, and as long as this has been on my shelf, I'm going to just go ahead and part with it. It doesn't sound all that interesting to me. Alright, next I got Chicken Soup for the Breast Cancer Survivor's Soul. And I'm just going to go ahead and part with this because I actually found out I do not have breast cancer a couple months ago. So, always great. Definitely going to get rid of the poems of W.B. Yeats only because I am not that big into poetry like I used to be. And these ones just don't make sense. They're super old. Alright, next I have A Song of Race and Ruin, and I'm going to tell you right now, this came out of a box, subscription box, I believe. I mean, it sounds good. I have an author letter here, and I have a, if you guys can see it, I don't know, a signed book plate, but from the author. It's not a signed book, but it has a signed book plate. It sounds alright, but I'm going to have to put it into the maybe pile because I'm not 100% sure. I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to get rid of it, but it is... It came out of a subscription box. And the last one on this shelf is The Good Liar by Katherine Mckenzie. I actually saw this at the library the other day, or actually today. I went to the library today, and it looks really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. It's in parts. I don't know anything about it. It says the lives and secrets of 3 women are inextricably linked following a deadly explosion. So we're just going to say yes, we'll keep it. So as you guys see, pretend this isn't here, but that's 3 shelves here and 1 shelf there, or 2 shelves there. So we are doing fantastic. We might actually be able to push all that into one bookshelf if I didn't have so much crap. But I'm going to see if I can just keep these. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep... Yeah, I think I'm going to just keep these because, like, these are going to be so much better to have because you can stack them too, so... But we got rid of, not on that shelf, we got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 books. And over there's like 11. And then, or, yeah, those are all the ones I'm getting rid of over there. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that are in the maybe pile. So that's a really good, that's really good. Okay. I'm really proud of myself on that. And we found $1. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm going to go grab something to eat. I know I just ate a snack, but Lord have mercy. And then we got the 5-shelf bookshelf over there and the one over there. And then we went through all the books. So far I have 34 books that I'm getting rid of off my bookshelves. How do I feel about it? It's gonna take a minute. It's very difficult to part with books. But also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and find these and see if I can find them for free or for a treat on Kindle and then maybe get rid of them. It just really depends. But yeah, I'm just gonna throw this up here for now. But yeah, that's everything. So I'm really excited that we got to do that. So that's 1, 2, 3 shelves right here. Excuse me, empty, and I'm so proud of me. But I will see you guys in the next video. Sorry that this one was so long, and if the quality sucks, I apologize, but you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!